And we're on. Hey, it's Mike here from Basetime Non-Fish. So I thought I'd give a brief explanation what's going on with my right hand. So my right index finger is totally toast. You can see that it's curved. I have no cartilage left in here. Eventually, I'm going to be on the road to fusion. Not necessarily jazz fusion, which is cool stuff to play. I guess if I get fusion done on this, I should play more fusion. But either way, this finger eventually may end up. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm trying to work with some doctors on ideas where I'm going to have to end up putting it. But for now, most of my doctors have said, just play until you scream uncle and you can't handle it anymore. And hopefully it doesn't tip off to the right any farther than it is now, which is potential. When it does, obviously I'm going to have to get it fused. The other problem with this thing curved like this is every time I give directions to somebody to go down the road, I see them veer off to the right, which is, I just don't realize that they're doing that because I'm using this finger, so they're just bearing right instead of going straight. But whatever, I won't give directions to people anymore. But going from there, I am battling the why don't you use a pick, Mike, kind of thing. Because picks are great, yes. Chris Squire, Bobby Vega, the list goes on. Speed metal players, all these guys that do those difficult rhythms. Some of it really, has that tone in the pick. I started my first 2 weeks of bass playing. It just didn't have it for me with the pick. So I like the feel of the fingers. I'm a sound engineer, a sound guy. So to me, every kind of strike is different. That's part of adding in the tone of your playing. And I'm not saying the pick guys can't get anything. They got some really great sounds out there. But for me, I'm going to keep fighting the battle, try and use my fingers as long as I can. I've seen, I count my blessings because I've seen guys out there with practically almost stumps playing bass. And when you're thinking you're having a bad day, you watch one of those guys and you're like, okay, this is a minimal problem compared to most. It is aggravating, like with anybody, and everyone getting older. I got a lot of friends are having problems with their hands and nerves, and I'm having a ulnar nerve problem now showing up in my left arm, and it's probably going on in my right at this point too. But so far, keeping going. So with my right hand, I'm striking with instead of the index. Things like that. So it's coming in. It's getting there. Rhythms are there. It's getting in there. Probably going to have I might post a separate video of a thing I was doing on a Queensryche tune. I was really trying to get that right hand pick kind of thing down, going on, and keeping the tone consistent with the thumb. There's a lot of guys too. I was watching a couple of guys that have like a super curve to their thumb, and it's almost like another pick for them. Mine's pretty straight, which I should point to people down the road with my thumb instead of this finger so they don't go off the right, but whatever. So I'm going to keep working on with this technique I'm working on. Another thing is when I play bass, like a piano, I like striking all the strings at the same time. Or pick them either way I want. So for me, it's more convenient than trying to do a pick and then, I suck with a pick. I should probably work on it anyways for any possible near future. But that's what's going on here. And my two-handed tapping, I'm finding if I get this finger fuse, which is being discussed with some doctors and people I know in the medical industry, going to try and figure out where to put this finger. Might be a little more or less than the typical, because I'm trying to do for my tapping. So doing something like this. I'll do a clean. Things like that, I'm still able to use the finger, so it's weird. The down pressure isn't as bad, It's this picking, so it won't get out of the way. Right, so it's getting worked out. But I'm going to keep plugging along and keep going on with this technique, where you could do. So things of like that. That's what's been going on with the right hand. I'm not going to give directions to people anymore because they're just going to go the wrong way. And that's my cat down there supervising. Yep, hi Cupcake. And that's it. That's the situation with my finger. Later.